And we're live.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're joining from. It's so nice to have you guys join us. Today, we're going to talk about how cutting costs or just saving money will not make us rich. And my personal opinion on this is that when you try to save money, you're just making it sit in the bank. Instead, you should probably put it to work. Just as how money puts you to work, you need to put your money to work so you can become rich. You can make more money out of it. Um, so that being said, I'd like to start with Nandini. We'd have her share her thoughts on this.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Hi, everybody. My name is Nandini, and I'm a mother of two grown up children who are married. They live independently. I'm a life coach and a well being mentor. And the best thing in my life is that I'm a digital business owner today. So, my story started when my daughter was in her teens. She wanted to do IB, so we international baccalaureate, so we moved to Bangalore. And because I was a single mom, my family and me took a decision that I would stay close to my mother, who by that time was kind of moving to Bangalore, and with my sister and brother-in-law who'd moved, lived in a beautiful bungalow with four dogs, a lovely garden, quite idyllic, the whole thing. So my daughter finished her IB, went to college, went to university in America, and then wanted to join the movies. And being a good mama, I packed my bags as well and went with her to Bombay. Now we all know what Bombay is like. It's expensive. We lived in Bandra. She was pursuing a film career. Uh, I got some jobs as a coach, a life coach. I worked with some companies. And along the way, as we were putting her into acting, I also started doing a few roles. There came a time when we had to dip into my savings that I had saved from my modeling money. And though we lived a very, very frugal life, when I say bread and water, it's literally that. There were days when I just had a toast and an egg or an apple. There were tough days, or even some chana, just, gram. That was it. We'd walk home from meetings. I'll never forget two meetings. We walked home from Juhu to Bandra in the rain, and both of us got high fever after that. These are not just stories, these are the truth. There were tough times, but there were good times because we had a goal. And then in 2020, all my savings finished. Everything. I just didn't know what to do. I was like super scared. So, what I'm trying to say is at that time, I had no idea that what you need to actually do is have a system that generates income for you. All right, you can be doing a job, you can be scraping by, but you need to be sensible and understand that having a system that generates income from you is one of the most important things. I was careful, I was frugal, my daughter was careful, she was frugal. We really lived a very, very simple life. When I talk about it, I feel really emotional because we were good people and we did everything to help live that life. It just didn't happen. And by the grace of God, today I'm here where I am in this business. Uh, Blessed, blessed, and more blessed. So I reach out to all of you and I implore you that, do this favor and find yourself a system which generates income for you in every moment and which will support you till the day you leave this planet. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Nandini. Thanks for sharing a vulnerable moment of your life. And thanks also for encouraging people to invest while there's an opportunity. Don't let the money sit in the bank, but also invest so you don't drain your savings. And when the time comes, you still have something that's helping you out. Thanks, Nandini. And Ami, do you want to go next? You're on mute.
Hello everybody. So this is Ami. I'm mom of three. I'm an RN working here in Canada for the last 15 years. So it took me a long 13 years having a life here in Canada to realize my job is not enough here. Just because there is everything I have, like I have my house, everything, we are all settled, but there is not so much savings behind our journey, like working here for 15 years and having like very minimum savings in my life. That made me think about it. We save a lot, but then what happens when we travel back home? it's anybody lives abroad, they know like how much you spend when you travel home to visit your family or wherever you go. There is a lot of money behind it. So that's what we were doing. Like we were going home every couple of years. So then our entire 2 years savings were gone. And so there is no savings, and there is like a little bit investment, and here in the banks the investment, the return is like very minimum, like compared to like India or whichever other countries. So, and I was like, to overcome these things, I was just overworking, me and my husband, and doing this work, different schedules, and like shuffling my kids and my family life, everything. So it took me that 13 years to realize I was just working just to have that, to hoping to be rich, but it's not happening. So then I realized, and during that time the pandemic was there, and my job was like super stressful, and that made me realize, I have to find something which works even if we are not working for it. So something working in the background. That's when I came about this opportunity. And you know what I learned? If you do a little bit of your time and effort and a little bit money investment in the business, it grows eventually. And to that stage, it's going to generate you a passive income that's super huge, like more than your retirement savings, like monthly you could imagine about. So having working these many years and not having that thing, and when I realized this about this business opportunity, and if I could invest my time and effort in this business for these and many years, I could achieve so much for myself and for my family, and helping others all around the world to do the same. So that was so amazing, and I'm just happy like I'm here. So anybody watching us, like if you are trying to get rich and like overworking, you're actually losing your health and your time, the precious time with your kids and your family and whatever the things you love. So find a thing, it's going to work for you when you enjoy the times you have.
Thank you, Ami. Thanks for reminding us that savings are temporary, and
Yes.
it gives us confidence when it's there, but it can also drain really quick. It's always good to have something, passive. Kavya, would you like to go next?
Yes, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Kavya Nelson. I started this business in 2019, so it's been a few years being a business owner now. And cutting costs, like the topic that we are talking today, I relate to it so much, right? So before we jump into that, like before I talk more about that, like I just want to ask you people a question. Like, are you looking to become rich? Like do you want to have a life where you have luxury, you have time to travel, travel the world, or you have time to go to your homeland whenever you want, be available for your aging parents whenever they need you? Or are you okay with the life that you have now? Like, there are people, a lot of people who have come across this business and they say that I'm not greedy for money. I have enough money now. I can survive with whatever I have now. I don't need too much money, right? So if you have that thought, maybe this is not for you. But I want to say that needing, like wanting that money is not greed, right? You think that you have the capability, or you have the you deserve a better life, then it's good, right? So you need that thing. So I don't feel that if when you want more money, it is greed. I want a better life for myself. I think that I deserve a better life. So that's when I started looking for something. So I used to save a lot. Like, I used to try saving every penny. My husband actually spends more than me, and he used to say that, why do you try to spend, like even save 100 rupees, or you can give it away, like if you want it. And we bargain when we are buying vegetables, like 3 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees. That's how we used to do, right? Like, he used to say. And having that mindset is a scarcity mindset. Like, you want to save $5 for your coffee, and you think that you can save about $100 a month, and you think that, okay, $100 every month, and next 6 to 8 months I can save like about $1,000, and I can go book a flight for my India travel. That's what we think. And after 8 months or 1 year, whatever you've saved, your ticket price would have increased, and you will have to save again, right? So that's what used to happen. Like how Ami told, you save for 2 years, and once you go to India and come back, all your savings are gone. You have to again start from scratch. That's how our life is. So many people think that, okay, if you think that, okay, this is how life is and this is how we have to be, then maybe this is not for you. But if you think that you have the capability, or if you have the ability to live a very good life, luxurious life, or you want to travel anytime you want, then it's not about just saving your money. Because you now, maybe, like, I don't have children, and if I can't save money without any much more responsibility, I can't imagine people with children and people with more responsibility than me saving money, right? So that was my thing. So if you want to be rich, if you want to have a better life, then you will have to invest in yourself. Start a side hustle which can give you more money, right? It's not about saving money, it's about earning more money. And you have to look for opportunities which can give you more income and not just saving, right? Because of inflation, if you keep saving, it doesn't work. So what I did was I invested on myself. So you have to invest on yourself. You invest on something which can give you return. All those, like, invest on yourself and build your skills and start something on the side with whatever you're earning already, so that it can give you a few more dollars, like thousands of dollars extra, so that you can invest on something. So I did that. So I invested in this business. I started earning from this business, and I invested the money that I've got from this business on some other business. Now I have my Airbnb business also. I couldn't have done that if I was just working at a job. So I did that. I could do this because I started something on the side. So that's what I would suggest. People, don't look for just saving, because whatever you save will be gone if you're not getting more in income, right, every month. So look for something on the side. Yeah, that's about it, Sam.
Thanks, Kavya. That's so true. Savings only serve a certain purpose, or a certain thing that you plan for, and there's no greed in wanting a better life. So invest in yourself and get out of the mindset of savings. I'd like to move to Andrews. I'm very curious to hear what he has to say, because we both did undergrad together. We both, I think, had two different mindsets. I always used to think about cutting costs and saving. And this guy used to push for, like, money is there, it'll come back tomorrow. Why do you have to sacrifice something? So I'm actually very curious to hear what he has to say now.
Very well said, Sam. Thanks for that quick introduction. So I'm Andrews. I live in Melbourne with my family. I was a civil engineer by profession so far, but now I'm a full-time stay-at-home dad. Can probably say that. So, so when coming to this topic, so I know you'll be very curious, Sam. So the thing is, I want all your input in this. So basically, I am the person A and B. Consider, okay. So I'm not talking the exact numbers, but just consider the situations. So okay, now I want to buy a home, okay, which I'm already planning for that. So I make $10,000 every month from a job. So I have an income source of $10,000. So what I do, so you all know the financial management is 50-30-20 rule. So 50% for your bills, 30% for your expenses, and 20% for your savings. So that's what any financial advisor, or this is the basic rule everyone talks about. So let me consider this for the me being a person A and person B. Okay. So I want to buy a home. So with the $10,000, I'll see where I could make, like, $5,000 go for my rent and few other bills, and remaining 3,000 for my expenses or buy grocery. When I go out with my family, I spend that. I'm left with $2,000. So for 12 months, I can save only $24,000 by sacrificing me traveling to any other places, or going back to India, see my family, or considering like nothing, any emergencies happen in my life. So with that, I can spend only 24,000 at the end of the year. And now I'm the person B. Now I also make like $10,000. So I use those $2,000 which I save for the first 1 month to invest on something. So the second month also I keep that $4,000 for an investment. Okay. So now I see myself over like the 6 months of time where I spend extra 1 hour in my life. And then the return of investment of what I did is in 6 months, whatever I spent that 4,000, I got it back. And the remaining 6 months, I'm still saving $2,000 every month. So which means 6 to 12,000 there, and whatever the first I put this $2,000 in 6 months, I get that money back. So that means I'm equal to that, and at the same time, the remaining the next 6 months, I'm actually making extra money. So it pays me another $2,000 per month, maybe. Okay, so that means six twos again 12,000. So basically, from person A to person B, I'm making $12,000 extra at the end of 24 months. And where some emergency comes, the person me being A, I can't fulfill my dream of buying a home and saving those $24,000. Whereas when something happens, being a person B, something happens, I can still be able to afford. And at the same time, when my loan repayments and all come back, the next year, I'm actually, my business is taking care of me. I'm working for it, and I'm making more money out of it. So a lot of people, because I've come across a lot of social media influencers, they talk about, you know previously I used to put everything in my Mintra cart and Amazon cart to buy a lot of things. I'm not doing it, I'm just saving. Dude, how much do you save by not doing that? And you're cutting down your coffees every day, $5 a day, 365 days into 5. You're talking about like very small numbers, and which where you are not living your life, you're not living a happy life what you wanted. And like, you want to drink a coffee and you're thinking about, oh wait, $5 I can save. Is this what you want to be, that person? No, think about it, guys. So now you tell me, this is my perspective. Now person A is 1, person B is 2. Okay, now consider what person should I be in your point. So I count 3 2 1, go. Show the hands. Okay, show the fingers. 3 2 1, go. So it's a knockout too. See, that's what I say. Like, even the viewers, whoever is watching, I mean, guys, like, think about yourself. You can't save and you can't become rich saving pennies, or sacrificing a coffee, or going out with the family for a dinner, or not going back to see your parents in India or anywhere they are. That's not life. You have to live your life. Think about how you can leverage your money and leverage your skills. So even the place where you're working, you're spending your time to take that salary. Okay, there's a give and take. That's what happening. But something goes wrong with your job, you can't do that. There is nothing, you can't give and you can't get anything. So you'll be stuck, and again you have to look for some other job. Do that. I think Sam, in his session, when I was watching, he said doing a 9 to 5 job is good to learn things and pays bills. It also, they buy money, time and freedom from you, and then you're buying the money from them, like you're getting it. So at the same time, build something for yourself. So that's what I say. Like, cutting cost doesn't take you anywhere. You will be, after 5 years, you will be still there, struggling, paying bills or mortgages or loans. So it doesn't change your life. When you look back things, you'll have your regrets that you haven't enjoyed much. So be the person B, which I've explained, that you invest on something, work for it, live your dream life, and then live a happy life, and you be an example and also help others. So that's how you become rich, and you will be a blessed person. And then yeah, that's how the true meaning of financial management is. It's not about only saving, it's about investing on yourself. Yeah, that's what I want to say, Sam. I hope you like my thing.
No, that was definitely awesome, Andrews. Thanks for illustrating that and walking us through what it could be if we saved and what it could be if we actually invested. As
Yeah,
you were speaking, I think I would speak for everybody here. Like, we were all actually imagining those things happening, and at the end of person B, or the line B, was where what made more sense. and doubling what you could have saved is a best option to choose. Thanks again. And Deepthi, do you want to share?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone. I'm Dipti from Calgary, Canada. As a mom, we are always trying to stretch every dollar, cutting expense here and saving a bit there. But for the longest time, I believed that the best way to manage money was to keep cutting cost. And honestly, it helps a little. But you know what? I realized while uh, cutting cost or just saving will help for a while, but it won't make you rich. It won't give you the time freedom. It won't give you a peace of mind or real choices, because savings helps a little, but it doesn't grow your money. I'll share my story because when I heard this topic, it reminds me to take me on my back days when my husband and I first immigrated to Canada. We didn't have a lot. We came from middle class families and had to start from scratch in a new country. We didn't have our own house. In fact, we are living in a rental place, rental apartment. And we both worked survival jobs. I put my career aside so my husband could earn his license and manage what we had at the time. We were surviving and putting aside savings, but even that wasn't much. That was the phase I think we all yeah, went through for this kind of situations. Today, by the God's grace, we have everything and more. But that is just a more of a reason why a passive income stream is so important in our lives. That is also one of the reason to start this business, because you can only cut so much, but expenses keep coming. Kids grow, groceries, as we all know, like things are going so expensive these days. No matter how much I saved, it still felt stuck. And that's when I thought, what if I, instead of cutting down everything down, I started thinking about adding to our income. Not by working crazy hours or leaving my kids behind, but by doing something from home, something small but consistent. Something that fits around my life and not takes over it. And that's exactly when I what I found through this digital business. Something simple, something real, no fancy skill needed, just a decision to try. And I had a why. So, and I took one small step. And today I'm not just saving. I'm growing as a person. Growing an income. That, and growing a life where I finally feel in control. So that one shift from just saving to creating change everything. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Deepthi. That's such a valid point, right? There's only a certain limit that you could cut. And say you cut $14 from Netflix this month, but there's a $140 bill waiting for you next month. What did it even do to you, right? Instead, if you could have done something to have, like, double that or triple that, or, like, give you something in return, you could have faced that more boldly. But yeah, thanks for reminding us, Deepthi. Indu, do you want to go next?
See, all the panelists were excellent, and each one of you said whatever had to be said. I would just try to sum up the whole thing. Uh, as just now, Deepthi and maybe Kavya and each one of you spoke about cutting down cost. Of course, it's for a very short term or maybe for a little while. Because I remember both me and my husband being into medical profession. So when we passed, we thought, okay, life is very nice and rosy. So we started working. And when we were initially in jobs, so job has a particular time frame. So we thought, okay, let's start our own clinic and things. So we started a small diagnostic center, which we still run. But despite running it for 15 years and into the profession for almost 20, 25 years now, what I have realized is if we are not there, it is not functioning. Okay, so each one of us cannot make a corporate hospital and keep 10 doctors under us. We are not all the same, right? So say suppose you are starting something and you are working, you are doing your own practice. You need to be there. You want to earn more, work till 12 in the midnight. And what are you sacrificing? Your time, your family time, your health. I think the most foremost thing is your health. And that you realize once you're like 45, 50, you start realizing, what you have lost and what you have not done in the past. and the mental back peace kind, like, when you're so busy, you're so overworked, you're so mentally occupied, you're not even able to give that good time to your children also. So, and now my son, he's like 19 years old, he's gone. And now that me, my husband, both of us, I always feel what have I, lost. It's the time that we have lost. And in these last few years, I started realizing something. I started learning what is a passive income. What is a passive income? And after entering this business, now 2 years into the business almost, I know what is a passive income. I don't have to be there. That's the beauty of this business. And nobody else more than me can tell. These past 6-7 months, I have been so occupied with sending my son and all that. And I feel so happy all these months that, even me without being there, the passive income was just flowing into my account. So that's the beauty of our business. And recently I came to know about some other business also. Of course, I'll tell you that also. There, what happens? The money comes and goes into the company's portal, and you then again wait with your hands in front of them for the money to come. And here, we don't even realize when it's come. You wake up in the morning, there is a notification on your phone. This much has been credited into your account. So what best can be without you being there and money coming in? Can anything be there better than this? And we all know there is a particular age that we can all work for. Maybe 50, 60 at the most. Of course, after 60, everybody, that is why government also has kept these kind of ages, 60, 65 for retirement. So how long can you work? You need something which can, and you don't have to ask your grown-up children for money or anything like that if you have a passive income for yourself. And savings, there is a limit. Always there is a limit. You can't go higher than that. And money will make more money. If you invest money, it makes more money. You see big business houses, they're doing some business out here, they made money from there, they invest it elsewhere. They don't save it in their accounts and sit. So money makes more money. Like, I was very happy when Kavya just said, and she's much younger to me. And I realized when she said, I started this business and I started my Airbnb, I felt very happy. She's a coach, of course. But then that thought of investing your money and making more money is a very important thing. And I always encourage youngsters, and even my son, I keep telling him, don't waste money, but learn to invest money. So I think that's it.
Thank you, Indu, and thanks for also reminding us that there's actually assuring us that there's returns on investment when it comes to this business. And once that starts happening, you will see it for yourself. And thank you for that. And also thanks for encouraging everybody to invest instead of letting the money sit in the bank.
Just not saving will not help ever.
Yeah. And one of the things I learned recently was that when you put money in the bank, in the savings account, the bank promises you 0.01% interest over it, which really doesn't make you anything. And while the bank...
I tell you, Sam, sorry to interrupt, with new rules. You ask what is my statement, you have to pay. You transfer some money, you have to pay. You take some money, you have to pay. So keeping money in the bank, again, you're paying them only.
Yeah, and you think your money is in the bank while the bank is actually circulating the money for their benefit. They're giving the money out for loans and things like that, and they're making benefits out of it. And, something else that I learned is that rich people make the money work for them, while others, they think they have money and that gives them confidence, but it's not taking them anywhere. Everything that was shared today was so encouraging, and thanks for all the thoughts that you guys have put in. Join us again for our next session, and I hope you guys take this as a sign and, instead of saving, start investing. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you.